and I thought, oh, this isn't good. He's not just going to wake up.
A Buffalo Marathon runner's life hung in the balance when he collapsed around the mile 18 of the race. And a Syracuse couple who were at that race just by chance saw it happen and jumped into action.
News 4's Callan Gray talked to that couple about saving the runner's life. Callan?
Jackie, Don, Shelly Rizza didn't plan on being at the Buffalo Marathon. She was supposed to be in Vermont running the Burlington Marathon that day, but an injury forced her to change her plans, placing her at Delaware Park at the perfect time. When runners took off for the Buffalo Marathon at 6:30 in the morning, it was already 70 degrees. Shelly Rizza and her husband Phil were cheering around mile 18 at Delaware Park when they saw a runner in his late 20s slowing down.
But instead of stopping, he just kept falling, and he fell flat, arms on his side, flat on his front, and the last thing to hit the ground was his chin.
Something took over. I yelled up. There was a water stop like right up there, and I just yelled up there. I'm like, we need a medic. And I went across the street.
He's not responding. You know, his eyes are open, but he's not breathing. And like I started to try to feel for his pulse on his neck. And at the same time, I'm pulling my phone out because I'm like, I'm going to call 911.
Shelly Rizza is an ICU nurse practitioner, and her husband Phil is trained in CPR.
Put my hands on his chest, and I started doing compressions.
Other people started gathering to help.
A dozen at least runners stopped running and said, do you guys need help? I'm trained in CPR. Or do you guys need help? Do you need me to call somebody? So many people. And a mile 18 in your marathon, it's a big sacrifice to just be willing to stop.
2 other people helped with CPR, and they could feel a pulse again. Finally, an ambulance arrived with an ER doctor who used an automatic external defibrillator and got the man's heart to beat again. He was taken to the hospital.
We get his heart back, but is he going to wake up? His brain was, he had oxygen through CPR, but, anybody who's just not getting blood the most efficient way, which is your heart, can have neurological compromise.
Hours later, Shelly got a call.
I can't even tell you what that feeling was. I couldn't breathe. I was just crying.
The runner was awake and alert. They had helped save his life. Now, I was actually texting with this runner earlier today, and he said that this was his 9th marathon, and once he fully recovers from his surgery, he plans to keep on running.
It's an amazing set of circumstances that put those people at that spot at that time.
Exactly. As I said, Shelly, she had been injured, but she actually had run the Buffalo Marathon before, and her father had cheered her on at that spot in Delaware Park. So she decided that was the perfect place to be. And so it just happened to be that they picked that spot. They said there weren't a lot of other people cheering there, and they had been on their way out. They were getting ready to leave when this happened. And they said, if her being a nurse, she knew some of the complications and what could have happened. And she said, if he had fallen 2 minutes down the course, who knows what would have happened.
Talk about being at the right place at the right time.
That's the lucky spot for them in Delaware Park. It sure is.
And thank goodness he's okay.
Yeah, thank you so much for that, Callan.